Welcome, lads. Illyus and Barrientos. We're delighted to have you for a day in the sun. It's the sun.
That's a great start there.
You fucking idiots.
See, you've not changed.
So, how you boys doing? Like, we've seen, you've got a new remix that came out. Well, was it a original track that came out?
Original track just came out, called Supersonic. Yeah. That's the one, yeah. It's going really well, mate. We've been quite busy the last year.
Who's that signed to?
Ultra, so you can talk about Ultra if you want.
Yeah, just something. We signed a record deal with Ultra last January 2020. So, kind of like a weird thing that we're not really like exclusive with them. We're doing all our records, but we get to release outside of them, which is pretty cool. So I think we're one of like kind of the few artists that can actually sign a record deal, but also just like release on Toolroom and Defected and stuff like that.
What I've always wanted to ask you guys is like, you guys like, I've seemed to have smashed America in the sense that, yeah, like talk to us about why you think that's happened. Like, what's been the process to that?
The America thing's been like pretty fucking cool because it just kind of came out of nowhere and quite like, I don't want to be that guy, but dead organic.
Yeah.
Like, just screw it so organically. Like that fucking bullshit. But it's true because we never forced it. Like, we never had anyone around us that were like, right, we're going to put in 30 shows in the US and you're going to smash 30 dates. Yeah. It was like, nah, we're going to do you a couple of dates at the weekend, and then it just sort of like built from there, didn't it?
The America vibe's amazing. Like I guess we're just lucky, and we're not. We make great fucking tunes. It's
what are the biggest festivals or like clubs that you've played over there?
Over there, I'm trying to think. Crossfest was amazing, that was brilliant, and then Splash House, that was kind of wild. Like that was in Palm Springs, and I had a great time the night before in San Francisco. Won't be mentioned too much about that, but
we can bleep it out.
The Palm Springs scenario was like 40 degree, 50 degree heat, and everyone was in bikinis, and us two idiots showed up fucking fully dressed. Didn't we? I nearly passed out coming off the decks.
Literally straight off the decks, he's like this.
Feel it goes off.
He's like, I don't feel well. But in fairness though, it's like genuinely 45 degrees centigrade, like humidity coming off Palm Springs. It was like brutal. But I was like, I'm going to look around and have a couple of drinks. I lasted about 50 minutes and then I was back in the hotel room with him, with McDonald's.
and like when you're over there, like obviously you boys are from Glasgow, like what's the difference between?
As in yous. We're up for a laugh.
We're filming in Miami next year, back to back. Nah, but like when you go over there, like what's the difference in the crowd? Like obviously a lot of people slate the American crowd, like they don't know house music, they don't know. But like what would you describe it like? How is your experience?
To be fair, like we had those apprehensions and as well, but the one thing is when you go over there and no one's really a critic, which I quite enjoy. Like you must know this as well. Like when places in the UK or even in your own city, sometimes everyone can be a bit of a critic, and everyone's a DJ, and everyone, a lot of people want to kind of keep you down as well.
Yeah.
But see, when you go over there, I think there's actually just everyone's positive and just enjoy you're coming to do something good for them. So they're always up for a good time, and even though they might not be the most knowledgeable, but you look in a crowd and everyone has a good time, you pure buzz off that, and that's why we all get into it, I think, and that's kind of what the American crowd's like. I don't know. Don't make it wrong. I don't know what fucking Central America and Texas. No, we've not been there yet. We've still experienced that. That could be a whole different ballgame.
But in the UK, like, do you find like how would you kind of describe your sound? Would it do you feel that there's not the market in Glasgow for what you guys are doing as much, or like?
I mean, yeah, to an extent, because Glasgow's like, it's kind of a little bit Edinburgh as well. It's more techno, isn't it? Everyone likes the big techno bangers, Patrick Toppin. And I just feel like, well, the thing is, plenty of people listen to our music in Glasgow. Yeah. I see the fucking stats.
Yeah.
I see you listening, Glasgow.
Yeah.
I see the fucking stats. Glasgow is one of the top cities to listen to Illyus Barrientos, right? But where's the tickets?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, it's not. But it's just one of those things. Sometimes I don't know, maybe it doesn't translate well or something. I don't know, because we probably couldn't sell out Glasgow really, but we can go and play Columbia to a sold out. First time we played Columbia was sold out.
I'd rather be in Bulk. I'd rather be in Bogota, you know.
So going back, like obviously we're coming out of lockdown now. What have you got planned? Have you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, so I mean, things are coming in, man. But like, I think I'm a little bit more like realistic, and so is Illyus. Whether they're going to happen or not, especially in the UK, could go back. You never know. But the one I think is going to happen is probably going to the US again. So we've got 2 shows. We've got 2 weeks tour in the US, doing 2 shows in Texas.
Nice.
Doing Palm Springs, Denver, and Las Vegas.
Are these are you headlining these shows? Are like,
so
that's
again,
just you, and then have you got a couple of support acts to take it, or is it just going to be you guys?
I think it's just locals. You know,
Nice.
the one in Vegas is us headlining with some locals, and Palm Springs is a festival.
Literally, like from the 26th of June, though, like we were on the phone to Rage the other day, and he was saying it's only England and US that are doing things. So from the 26th of June, we've got something every weekend, and it's either England or America, but Bulgaria as well.
And playing back to back. I wanted to ask you boys this: like, how is it you guys playing back to back? You've obviously, that's your duo, but like,
yeah.
Do you love it, or are there some moments where you're like,
Have been any good
because that,
you played one more tune than me.
we're at the back to back podcast, so we want to explore.
Yeah, that's
playing
actually.
back to back.
I like that. Man. That's quite clever. Yeah. Definitely good.
Because I mean, from my
You've planned that week. You planned that. Exactly.
from my perspective, there's been moments where like I'm playing and I'm in a groove, and I'm like, and then my mate comes on and play, who's a good DJ in his own right, but then fucking plays a track. Yeah, this guy comes and ruins my fucking set.
Fucking playing Spice Girls.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, talk to me about like your dynamic.
Well, we kind of start with 2 tracks each. So, but as the night goes on and we have more fun with it, we kind of then one always goes like that. Just do 1 track each, and we don't mind it because we never know what the other guy is going to play. So it is literally like a bit of a back to back. And if he plays something good, you always have to up your game. And underneath we're tapping each other and going like that. Right, I'm going to do this. Or in our ear, I'm like, we're going to go a bit houseier to stay away from the tough stuff now. So we're always in communication, and it really works well. And it's actually a good thing that our sets are never planned, because we really just feed off what's in front of us.
No, reading the crowd.
Because see in the environment, you can see someone that's fucked on an eckie, or people that are in love, or people that are raging because you didn't play a good tune. You can see every emotion, and that's what we kind of feed off of.
Well, it's like we found the dynamic like ages ago. Don't get me wrong. It was like there is a bit of a teething problem to begin with, wasn't it? Because it's kind of like, you want to do a certain thing, I want to do a certain thing, but eventually you realise that you kind of meet in the middle to an extent. So like, when we really want to take it down, or even just be a little bit like, because I do like the odd techno tune. I know we're more house, but sometimes I'll go like that to him. I'm going to drop this wee Alan Fitzpatrick number. And he's like, here we go. Drop it and it goes off.
Shit.
Or sometimes it doesn't go off. Do you know what I mean? But that's the risk that you got to take. That's why I think we're quite fun when we DJ, because we want to take a couple of risks and we want to be energetic and fun, and maybe drop the odd techno tune or drop the odd house classic.
How long have you two been DJing together then?
Since 2014, 7 years now.
Did you know each other previously to that?
No.
We barely knew each other. Like, we knew of each other, but we kind of got put together by like our old manager. Meet him for a drink, meet him for some food, and then that kind of went from there. First tune we made was shite. Second tune we made went Tonto, and that was kind of the rest is history, I suppose.
Yeah, and obviously just to finish off, like, you guys as producers, how you do a lot of remixes, and how's your dynamic working? Will you work on a part of a track, then you send it over, or will you both do it together?
It switches. Sometimes we work on part of a track, send it over, the other guy puts his touch on it. Sometimes we do it together in the studio. Other times one guy will just make a tune himself, and the other guy has to put his hands up and go, listen, that's fucking amazing.
We basically just, lately it's been like, we've hardly been in the studio together. We've kind of just like, even before lockdown, we were kind of just going, just got to write our own little ideas, send it over, he finishes it off. I was like, we've been in the studio probably in the last 2 years a handful of times together. Yeah. Lately, just because like we were using Dropbox and we just talk about it over the phone. Honestly, just got a call. He goes like that, what do you think of this idea? And I'm like that. Like to try and beef up the drums. Go do that. Or if I do it, doesn't work, I phone him back and I go like that, listen, what you did was fine, it's great, let's just run with it. So we're kind of like barely working in the studio together. You'd think that we were in all the time, but we're not really. I know.
Brilliant. Brilliant, lads. I really appreciate you guys coming down.
Yeah,
and,
thanks very much, man.
We'll hopefully see you soon for a party. We'll get
Definitely, man. You need to get us on the decks.
We'll get the deck next time. We'll get the decks.
There you go. Cheers, lads.
Cheers, lads.